because this conference is for you. So, how many people here work in customer service or have worked in customer service? In a way, all right. How many of you work in a continuous improvement role that, oh, that's very good. Who serves a service organization in a continuous improvement role? Who serves a manufacturing organization in a continuous improvement role? Okay, that's fabulous because, of course, in manufacturing, a great deal of the parts of manufacturing organizations actually are services, right? No point to actually produce the product that your customer wants exactly when they want it right the first time, if, when they get their bill, there's an error on their bill, right? Still not going to have a happy customer. How many of you sitting in this room are actually customers of service processes? Anyone have cable? Anyone have insurance? Anyone had to call any of those call centers recently? I had fun with AT&T recently. All right, so we're all here. We're all involved in customer service, right? In one way or the other. Everybody here is learning about Kata and practicing Kata. So, welcome. Today, Mike actually talked a lot about scientific thinking and scientific approach. I'm going to ask you and challenge you throughout this conference, and I know already Melissa and Mike already gave you a couple of challenges. I'm going to add one. We're going to challenge you to think about Kata and how it relates to creativity. So, Mike was kind enough to give me this wonderful quote from his new book, Toyota Kata Practice Guide. We tend to equate creativity with the arts, but scientific thinking is creative thinking, and practicing it is at the root of creative capability and mindset. So throughout my presentation, throughout the conference, what we'd really like you to think about is Kata the scientific approach? Is it a creative artistic process? Or is it both? So, now we've talked a lot about us, we've talked a lot about creativity. Let's talk about customers. What do today's customers really want? I'm going to say that what they want is three things. They want lean processes. They want what they want, when they want it, right the first time, no hassle. Who doesn't know the Staples Easy button, right? That's what we want, no hassle. I'm going to say everybody wants luxury service at coach prices. Uber, right? Nobody expects now to get into any kind of car that's going to drive you anywhere that doesn't have bottles of water, it's clean, nice black car, right? Snacks, book to read, power, plug in your tablet, your phone, right? We don't want to pay any money for that. We don't want to pay cab prices, right? Not only that, what customers really want is caring, human, personal connections. How many of you love to phone up any kind of service organizations and hear that recorded voice that says, "Thank you so much, your call is important to us," right? Although we might talk about companies and organizations as well-oiled machines, we might use that kind of mechanistic language. What all companies, service or manufacturing, are made up of is people. And our customers are real people. What we want is the real human connections. So, put all of these together, and you have what we call service excellence, right? All right, that's what customers want. What do today's customers never want to hear? They never want to hear the words, "I can't." Think about it. If you go into a restaurant, you order something that you want, server says to you, "Nope, we can't do that, I can't make it." How do you feel? How about all the customers who called in and wanted me to add job costing to their payroll checks? Our system didn't do that unless you had 200 people on the payroll. How did those customers feel? Not happy, right? Now, why, if what customers want to hear is I can, why is it that we tell them I can't all the time? Let's explore a little bit. All right, over here. We have our current condition. Customer calls in, call center, they have a question, the service rep knows how to answer. I'd like to process my payroll. Service rep says, I can. We've done it 1,000 times before, right? How does the service rep feel? Happy, right? I can, happy. They also feel, oh, what? Comfortable. What happens when customer calls in and says, I'd like to add job costing to that payroll? Service rep already knows computer system doesn't actually do that because this company only has 20 employees and the system needs to have 500 employees. What does the service rep say? I can't. How do they feel? I'm happy, because if you work in service, actually one of the things that pretty much motivates you is you want to make other people happy, right? Service is about serving other people and taking care of their needs. I can't. Target condition. How do they feel? Uncomfortable. As we know, no customer wants to ever hear the words, I can't. So somehow we have to go from the current condition where people are happy and comfortable over here to the target condition of what our customers actually want, right? Where we feel uncomfortable. For those of you Kata geeks who have been practicing for a long time, what do we call this space in the middle? The learning zone, right? What I actually call this space in the middle is the creativity zone. And why do I call it the creativity zone? Because in order to go from I can't to I can, we somehow have to create the way to do that, right? We're here where we know things, we're there, we don't know how to do it. In order for us to be able to answer all of our customers, of course we can. We have to be able to create new ways to do things. We have to be able to create new products and services that customers want. So, creativity, my favorite topic. Let's talk about creativity. How many people here think that they are highly creative people? I don't see everybody's hand going up. Why is that? Oh, and I see some people who are actually not sure. Mike said that scientific thinking is learned. I'm going to tell you that I believe that creativity is innate. We're all human beings, and we are all born creative, right? It's a part of our humanity. So, let's talk a little bit about what I believe creativity is not. I do not believe that creativity is flashes of inspiration that come out of nowhere, lightning bolts that come down from the sky, or something that happens to other people. How many people think that's kind of what creativity is? Yeah, oh, I see some tentative hands going up, right? That's for those people over there in the marketing department, in the art department, right? It's not for engineers. It's not for, right, for regular people. All right, here's the Karen Ross definition of creativity. Creativity is combining previous knowledge and or experience in new ways to generate ideas about how to do things differently. Does that sound a little bit familiar? What does it sound like? Does that sound like all of the work that we do, experimenting, using improvement kata out there in what I call the creativity zone? Absolutely. Have you all had lots of previous experiences in doing things? When you do those experiments, do you learn more? As you learn more, can you combine those into finding different solutions? Absolutely. So, let's try this again. How many people think that they are highly creative? That's more like it, because I promise you, you absolutely are. All right. So, let's talk about kata, because we actually have, I believe we have a way to go from I can't to I can, that all of us can use and that all of us are already practicing. So, 2 parts. We have the improvement kata. The improvement kata is going to help us create those new services, right? And I'm going to say kata material. Thank you, Mike. So, Mike even here says, and this is one of the older definitions I think that I've stolen, that improvement kata is a model of human creativity, right? And as we talked about, these 4 steps actually help us create those new services by learning from them, from our experiments, and adapting based on what's being learned. How many of you know the expression, necessity is the mother of invention? Right. I like that expression. I like another one better. The one that I like better is invention is the mother of necessity, right? Anybody have a smartphone here? Yeah? Well, how many of you, like me, cannot actually live without your cell phone? Mine is down there. I'm okay. I'm separated a couple of moments, right? When Mike, you're taking care of it? Thank you. All right. A few years ago, none of us had a smartphone, right? A smartphone actually isn't anything different. When you think about it, we all had computers, right? We all had phones, we all had cameras. Someone actually had the fabulous creative idea to put all of those 3 things together in a small handheld device. And now, how many of you, like me, as soon as the newest iPhone comes out, I have to run to the store and get it, right? Invention is the mother of necessity. As our customer needs constantly change, and as we constantly have new target conditions to work for, new visions, we don't want to actually just be responding to people's needs. If we want to stay in business and grow and flourish and thrive as companies, we actually want to be inventing those solutions that our customers don't even know they need yet, right? So, luckily we have a way to do that through the improvement kata, and luckily also we have a way to develop people's creativity through the coaching kata, because just like anything else, creativity, which we have innately inside us, needs to be developed and cared for and nurtured. We do that through deliberate, disciplined, daily creativity practice. How many of you out there would say that you're actually practicing creativity on a daily basis now? Excellent. I would suggest that all of you, when you think about it, think, how am I going to practice my creativity as I go forward, right? Problem solving, art, coaching kata here is going to help us develop our team members' creativity. It's a pattern for the managers to follow, right? Until it becomes actually ingrained within every person in the organization. Practice practice makes the creativity happen. And Mike said also, perfect practice makes perfect, right? I also like to say that practice makes permanent. So if we help people practice their creativity, then that's going to help them to understand that creativity is really part of what they do and part of what all of our customers need. So how does this go with Toyota Way to Service Excellence? This drawing is actually figure 9.13 in the book, and just like anything else, we need to align our organizations for creativity. If we want to have invention as the mother of necessity, we're going to have to set a vision for what that is. So I work with many organizations. The first thing I always say to them is, what's your vision for service excellence? Do you know what they say? A vision for service excellence? Why would we have a vision for service excellence? If you don't have a vision for service excellence, how are you going to align people and know that you're moving in the right direction? So the first thing we need is for leadership to set a challenging vision of service excellence so that the whole entire organization is going to strive together. And in Toyota Way to Service Excellence, that's really focused first on passionately pursuing purpose based on your organization's guiding values. What is the purpose that your organization has? Service is about focusing and serving other people. What is your organization's purpose in serving others? Second is based on deeply understanding customers' needs. Not only your customers' needs now, but what do you believe your customers are going to need in the future? As Henry Ford said, if I'd asked my customers what they needed, what are they going to say? Faster horses. But we want to be, invention is the mother of necessity. Look at your customers' 15-year-old or 16-year-old children, because in 10 years, they're going to be the business owners and they're going to be your customers. Think about what they're going to want. 5 years ago, if somebody would have told me that the thing I cannot live without is basically 10 electrical outlets in any hotel room or on the plane so I can plug in all of my devices, I would have said to them, you're crazy. How do I choose where I'm going to stay and who I'm going to travel with now? Is there going to be an electrical plug wherever I go? All right. Mike actually talked about the fractal nature of Kata. And again, when we talk about aligning the organization, the picture I like to draw for what Mike calls fractal, for me, is Russian nesting dolls, right? Everything has to align and fit in together, from the vision of service excellence your organization has, right down to what is every team member doing to creatively solve problems and create solutions for customers. How do we do that? We actually do that by using Kata, right? Coaching right down from the top, down every layer, so that people are solving those aligned problems and creating those aligned services. And then what's happening? All of that is going back up, so your organization flourishes and thrives. And more important than your organization flourishing and thriving, we're not just aligning the organization for learning. Learning is great, but what do we do with that learning? If we're a service organization, we need to be creating for our customers, right? So we're going to use Kata to actually align our organization for creativity. So, a concluding question for you. Is Kata the scientific approach, a creative artistic process, or both? Einstein says, logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will get you everywhere. I'm looking forward to discussing this with you throughout the rest of the conference. I have a booth in the reception area. I hope that everybody will come and chat with me, as well as signing copies of the Toyota Way to Service Excellence. I'm also giving away a free signed original drawing from the book. How do you sign up for that? Come and get your book autographed. Don't worry, If you don't have a book with you or you bought the Kindle edition, we never say I can't, right? So I have cards actually with Toyota Way to Service Excellence printed on them. I'm happy to sign that card. You can take it home. You can put it in your book. You can save it for your Kindle edition. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to meeting and chatting with